all manifestation is your relativity to the item that you are seeking. Take that sewing machine behind me, right? Right now it is on my desk. I don't question it. My relativity to that machine is that it is already there, that I have it. It's that I don't have to think about it. I don't know. I'm never questioning, do I have a sewing machine or not? I know where I stand relative to that sewing machine. And it applies to every single item. Let's say I desire a new fountain pen and I currently don't have that fountain pen. What I'm saying is my mental position relative to the item is in lack. I don't have it. And all manifestation is relative to that item, it is now in my possession. Yes, I do not physically have it, but internally in my knowing, I have it. Because all causation is mental. And you may sit there and be like, hey, this is just a bunch of gaslighting. This is just a bunch of bullshit. But the thing is even if it doesn't happen, is this not the most practical thing that you could do, period? Because why do you start a goal? You start a goal because there's an end journey in mind. The all of reality and all these work guru people is like, it's not in the end result, it's in the journey. You wouldn't take the journey if you didn't have that end result. So either way, manifestation, all it is thinking at the end where you are relative to where you should be in your journey. And if you have the desire to make $1 million, wouldn't it be so much more intelligent to believe that you already have $1 million and then take action because it seems obvious? And rather than trying to figure out how to make $1 million, it flows a lot natural because not every single thing seems like a roadblock. It's honestly the most practical thing that you can do. So even relative to your goals, even relative to getting your physical items, all it is your relativity to that certain thing. And that could be anything. It doesn't have to be physical, even with emotion. Let's say you want to feel happy, right? And you don't feel that happiness inside you right now. The problem is your relativity to it. Another word for relativity is recognition. You don't recognize that you have that love within you right now. Let's say a bagel shop was giving 12 free bagels away, and I was on the street starving. And someone came up to me and is like, well, you can be fed right now. I'll be like, well, where is it? Well, the problem is that the bagel shop and me are separate. I have to realize that the bagel shop, which is abundance, is already out there waiting for me to grab it, right? Now let's go into a little bit more of the metaphysical side of it rather than the mindset side of it, right? Your mind is relative to something. And the thing is that you think it is your mind. You are the one who is saturated in the mind. And there's only one mind, and that's consciousness. The same consciousness that's behind you right now as you watch this video is the same consciousness behind me. So you can therefore, because we're not any different in consciousness, we're both aware. So another way we can put it is that consciousness is one mind. It is all just the same exact mind through different outputs. So the mind that you currently have and are using to think with is God. That is God. That is what you're praying to. Whatever is consciousness, that is your prayer, your mind, because you're saturated into it. And what you really are is you are really the son or daughter of God. And this is a beautiful thing because this is how you make this stuff seamless. All of the community says to give it to yourself, right? But the real question is, what is yourself, right? It's not this physical body. It's the person that is in the mind. That's who you are giving it to. But it seems really complicated because it seems super metaphysical, and it's just like, well, if I have it, I can give it to myself. And they're like, oh, it's the simplest thing. Yeah, it's simple, but the fundamental ways on which you apply it is very different, right? So let's go back. We say that God is the one mind, right? And what you think your life is God, because it's your mind. You're the one who's interacting it. You know exactly what you have impressed onto God because you are saturated within your own mind. So in order to get your desires plus being closer to God, what you have to do is realize that you are the Son of God and you are just a channel of God's desires, which is in your mind. You didn't ask for these desires. These desires have come upon you. And therefore, it's not really your responsibility because you didn't ask to be here, really. You came here on this earth against your will, and God, this entire information is to prove that you can be provided for. You came here to transcend in consciousness, to become one with God again. Well, let me rephrase that. You're not trying to become one with God, but to be in the eternal service of God, which is your own consciousness, right? You are praying to yourself, but it's not the egoic self. That's a consequence. There is no material man mind. There's only God mind. And you, as the son or daughter of God, is the one who's constantly impressing it, right? If you think about your desires, you don't even care about getting the physical item in the first place. It's a result of what it gives you. A Lamborghini is branded to be success. When you have a Lamborghini, you don't care that it's a Lamborghini. You care the fact that it makes you feel like you've hit success. It's an excuse, a physical excuse to feel the way that you want. So the reverse happens too. If the Lamborghini can give me the feelings of success, can the feeling of success get me the Lamborghini? That's the real question that you're going to have to answer for yourself. But the reality is, it's that if you impress God, which is your own mind, by giving it to your consciousness, which is another way of saying your Father, right? My Father hath have it, and so will I. And so by giving it to your Father, which is really good because you rent yourself out, you're just a channel of this desires. And by giving it to God, your Father, all of the burden of making it happen is no longer your problem. Because if my Father hath it, I will too. And that's what it means to be in Sabbath. That's what it means to rest. And I knew I threw a lot at you. And the most practical thing you can do right now, if I had to give this a step to step, is number one, realize that you are the Son of God. You're not this physical body, and you can prove it. If I cut off my thumb, am I any less me? No, right? Then you go down deeper. It's like right now my heart's beating, my lungs are beating, I'm digesting food. Am I doing any of that? No. So there goes the second layer. All right. So now the body is out the window, right? Then the third thing is, well, I mean, I have these thoughts, I have these feelings, but then I'm viewing it, right? It's just like, okay, well, if I am looking at it, how can I be it, right? There goes a third thing, right? And it's just like, okay, I'm looking at these thoughts and I have the ability to discern between thoughts. So that must be intellect. So I have intellect, right? But I am the one that is using intellect in order to describe the feelings and all these things. And then you cut through that. You're like, okay, well, if I'm not my intellect, I'm not even my ability to think, then what am I? And then you reach your soul. And then as a soul, you realize I was like, okay, well, I'm not really self-existent. This soul came from somewhere. And that right there is God, the soul of the soul, which is what you're trying to get in the first place. You're not even what you think you are. That's the reality. So you are a soul, and you are a soul within a soul. And because you're a soul within a soul, you really have no power because you're not even self-existent. So by giving the desires to your Father, which is your imagination, God, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, you are able to get whatever you want. And that is like the gist of it. It gets a lot more complex, a lot more heady. But if you like information like this and want to learn more, go ahead and click the link in my bio. It'll take you straight to my school group. You'll get a free ebook on how all of this information works, plus access to all my courses for a monthly subscription. All I charge is for a coffee and a sandwich in my local coffee shop because it is nothing that I would not tell you over a nice cup of coffee and a nice meal in front of me. Go ahead, click that link, join the school group. If you have any questions, put it down below. See you guys in the next video.